Hello guys and gals, Buffalo here. We live in a world where the latest and greatest high-speed, low-drag firearms and cartridges seem to get all the attention. Well, today I'm going to slow things down. I'm going to slow things way down. A recent phone conversation I had with an acquaintance rekindled my interest in loading a low-noise, hearing-safe round to shoot out of my Marlin 1894 with the 20-inch barrel. Now, some of you may remember that I've kind of tinkered with this idea before. I uploaded a video called Throwing Rocks where I had downloaded some 44 Magnums and loaded them really slow and was shooting some steel plates with them and had a lot of fun, and it really sparked my interest with doing that. The thing was that those were still not quite down to hearing safe levels. They were low noise, but they weren't quite hearing safe. So today I wanted to push it down as far as I could push it and just have some fun out here on the range and load these plinking loads. The only constraints I put on myself, I wanted to load them in 44 Magnum cases, and I wanted to utilize these 250 grain bullets that I already have plenty of. Alright, so I've been tinkering with this load for the last 3 or 4 days, trying to find that sweet spot to where it's pushing that bullet fast enough to get it out the bore. Of course, that's very important. And not so fast that it causes me to have to wear hearing protection. So I think I'm there. I think I got this where I want it for my uses, my plinking purposes down here on the range. You know, I don't have a suppressor. This gives me a chance to get down here, shoot the steel plates and get that full feedback of the ringing of the plates without having hearing protection on, and that changes the whole game to me. It's a whole different feel to it when you can hear that full ringing sound of the steel. Normally when I'm shooting steel, of course, I'm wearing hearing protection. So I am working on getting a suppressor. I don't have one yet. This is kind of my way around it to get down here and enjoy it. Of course, it would also be nice if, for something like this, if you wanted to shoot and not alert the whole neighborhood that you were shooting or something like that, or you just wanted something super low recoil. If you'll pay attention while I'm shooting, you'll notice that there's just hardly any recoil at all of this. No muzzle blast whatsoever. In fact, the powder expands. I've got such a small charge of powder in here, it expands and burns up way before that bullet gets out the barrel. So this bullet is actually slowing down inside the bore due to the friction of traveling down the bore without any gases pushing it. So there's no muzzle blast whatsoever. The gases have done expanded before they get to the muzzle. I'll shoot one here on the steel. I've got a few in here. I'll shoot one here on the steel. I know you guys can't tell watching through your computer or on your phone or whatever how loud a gun is through your speakers, but I think you can get the idea judging by how loud the gun is versus how loud the feedback from the steel is. The report from the gun going off is similar to slamming a car door. It's just very light. There's no reason to have to wear hearing protection with this particular load. Okay, before we continue on with shooting the steel down here, we'll take a look at some of the chronograph work I've done with this particular load. I averaged about 460 feet per second with this load. That comes to just under 120 foot-pounds of energy with the 250 grain bullet, which is plenty enough to ring steel with. And it should go without saying that I'm not going to be sharing my specific load data here on YouTube. The load that I've worked up for this rifle may not even work in another rifle of the same make and model. I got several squibs working this load up. I had to inch my way up, so I'm right at that edge where I could get a squib load. I could even get a squib load today, but I don't think I will. I think I'm just over the edge where I don't have to worry about that, but it would be totally different and starting all over if I were using another rifle. It's the same as shooting a max load, only I'm on the other end of the spectrum. You tailor it to the rifle you're shooting. So let's do a little shooting. I can actually see the bullet traveling down range. I don't know if you guys can see that or not on the camera here, but I can actually see it leave the barrel and go toward the target. Pretty cool. Okay, I've moved this back to 30 yards. This round's just a lot of fun. It's just a plinking round for me, a fun round. So, you know, some people take firearms so seriously that and so structured that they can't have fun with it. This is a fun round. All right, I'll pick my brass up and we'll move back to 50 yards. All right, we're back here at 50 yards. I'll put 5 rounds in here. Now at 50 yards, if I zero this round at 50 yards, which is what I've done, it's zeroed for this range, it'll drop a whopping 3 feet at 100 yards. So that's how slow we're moving along. So check this out. Down here by the steel plates, these soft bullets, these are very soft as far as cast bullets go. They're not hard cast. The base of the bullet is still intact. Normally when you shoot these steel plates with a cast bullet like that, it just flattens out, but these are just where they're barely trucking along. A big portion of the base of the bullet's still intact. I've got a gong set up out there at 100. Now this is not meant to be a long range cartridge at all. I loaded it specifically for my little 50-yard range down there. I can shoot my pistol still with it and not have to worry about damaging my targets. And get some practice in with the lever action. But just for giggles, I'm going to try to hit that gong. I'll have to hold about 3 feet above the center and kind of lob them in. Don't know if I'll be able to or not, but we're going to give it a try. A little short on that one. Got him. I can see that bullet arch in there. Got him. That is a lot of fun. It's almost like lobbing artillery in. Okay, so I found this in front of the 100-yard gong. You can see the bullet is hitting nose first, so it is stable, even at 100 yards, which I was never loading this to shoot at 100 yards anyway, but nice to know that it is stable. Never had any leading issues whatsoever shooting these. The key to that is to use a bullet that fits the bore. Those are 432 diameter cast bullets. The bore in this rifle, this particular rifle, I slugged it out and mic'd it, and it comes to about .4315. So this bullet's about a 1/2 thousandths larger than the bore diameter. Ideally, you want to go 1/1000ths larger, but these 432 work well, no leading. If you use an undersized bullet on a load that light, there's not enough pressure to swell that bullet as it launches from the case into the bore. You can get away with using a 429 or 430 bullet if it swells under pressure to fit the bore. But there's just not enough pressure under a load that light to do that, so you want to make sure your bullets fit the bore. But had a lot of fun with this, and it's something I'll keep around the house for a plinker for when my friends come over. My son or wife want to shoot a little bit, they can shoot this. There's absolutely no recoil, no muzzle blast, and really no reason to wear hearing protection with this particular round. So hope you guys enjoyed the demonstration, and if you are not a subscriber to the channel, please consider subscribing. That's all I got, and I'll talk with you guys again soon.